Welcome to the Workforce of the Future podcast. Today's topic will be on workflow management. Today's podcast is being broadcasted from the Perpejulant Institute's production studio located in Southern California. My name is Dr. Kenneth Roberts, the CEO, founder, and executive director for the Perpejulant Institute, a knowledge management learning center focused on generating future thought. As I think about workflow management, I think about systems thinking and how the process of work will be redefined by the technologies, the intelligent technologies we employ to improve human performance. So let's begin. The most daunting task that lies ahead for today's workforce leadership is to determine what work will look like in the future, how humans will be able to navigate the course of work and harness the required skills and core competencies to be extremely proficient amidst the insurgence of intelligent technology and robots. Robots have already begun to replace carbon bodies in manufacturing and retail outlets like Walmart, where Walmart is leading the way with its inventory management and restocking systems, eliminating coveted merchandise management positions by the thousands. Can you imagine the number of workflow management processes that no longer exist because contemporary processes and procedures of the past can't deliver the efficient quotients required for performance sustainability? The protocols of the past can't be modified. They must be abolished and set on fire. As we immerse ourselves in the fourth industrial evolution, we'll find new ways to define work. The meaning of work for humans will be mostly driven by the machine thinking and intelligent resources that we engage. The methodology of programming machines via algorithms is a central driver, defining the interactive components between humans and intelligent devices. Data science has become an industry unto itself, a major player with new roles popping up daily, mostly defined as data scientists. Bottom line, work analysis and the means to properly decipher the various performance options, those inputs and outputs necessary to drive pinpoint decision-making have become imperative. In fact, the most effective leaders of our future will now be redefined by their ability to integrate intelligent resources that have a significant impact on strategic objectives and preferred outcomes. Let's take a moment and talk about process reengineering. Process reengineering diagrams now need to augment standard procedures and represent a shift toward more aggressive and accelerated performance thinking. Strategic execution dominates so many boardroom discussions today. Not just strategic formulation, but how many organizations believe having two teams to address strategic requirements, one for the formulation and the other for execution. Visionary CEOs still drive the dreams and aspirations of any organization. However, it will come down to hiring the right talent to execute the plan. Let's face it, we now live in a gig economy where revenue can be drawn from all four corners of the earth. Global competition is prevalent because everyone is developing scalable services, goods that have applicability within any consumer population. Every market sector is affected by the insurgence of advancing technologies, from the finance sector, medical technology, manufacturing, and retail establishments. Workflow processes are being examined. The distribution between humans and technology is omnipresent, and a great deal of attention is being applied to protecting the data that will define competitive strategies to sustain performance. A tremendous amount of scrutiny rests on the shoulders of those in cybersecurity roles, since the name of the game is how can our team outmaneuver the competition. Organizations that master generating customer loyalty, elevating brand distinction, and a growing market share will be the perennial powers within their industries. Business process reengineering, some may know it as BPR, is a tool for transformation of business process and unconstrained reshaping of business processes. There are many references to that. It's a highly competitive environment that has emerged over the last few decades. These best practices of reengineering and process reengineering are used across every industry. The key factors for the successful completion of BPR, business process reengineering, in any organization really constitutes empowering employees, enabling organizations with the right information technology, having the right and relevant communication channels, change management, proficiency, procedures, how you instill collaboration within work groups, and really how you tighten the linkage with everything I just mentioned towards your strategic objectives. Process reengineering allows companies to transform within their business sector within a short period of time. The workforce is changing at such a rapid pace due to the advancements in technology that process reengineering appeals to really a radical change. Traditionally, when companies needed to improve, they would enact a facet of continuous improvement. However, gradual improvements over time will not work in the fourth industrial evolution. There's several factors regarding accelerating performance, rapid improvements to improve business processes. The future for business process reengineering will deal with an aggressive advancement in information technology that will impact the organizational structure, in some cases, flatten the structure. So structures may become flatter. Organizational decision making will become nimble. A few barriers that the future workforce may face is the change in traditions and ideologies among employees, where conflicts may arise between employees by generation. Older generations may want to use process reengineering to maintain and enhance existing business practices, while the new generation of employees will be more receptive to new ways and more radical change due to being more tech savvy. Therefore, process reengineering will receive some resistance. For example, conflict in organizational traditions and ideologies, if there is poor communication, lack of technical skills among employees, etc. But organizations can overcome these issues by selecting the right leadership, deploying the correct project governance with the right scope of work and management, along with proper reward and deterrent mechanisms. Project management. Project management is the planning and organization, directing and controlling of company resources for a relatively short-term objective that has been established to complete specific goals and objectives. Project management will be imperative as we look at the future of work, with future virtual teams becoming more pervasive, and the demands of project management will change as well. Artificial intelligence represents a strong challenge to management systems, as it could be considered as a fourth industrial evolution accelerator. To that point, organizations will have to adapt their training system and strategy to attract talent, focusing on those tasks that require evaluative judgment skills such as collaboration, creativity, and the ability to experiment. Collaboration, creativity, and design thinking will now become pivotal skills for teams to harness. Issues that could arise from this vary in terms of perceptions of company culture, differing work practices, and communication styles, which means there will be a demand for good cross-cultural collaboration, global team leadership, trust building, and conflict resolution practices. Those will become essential. Companies that garner the support to structure and incorporate these types of proficiencies within their workflow processes will be able to increase their levels of trust between team members, increase cooperation among people from different cultures, have strong and effective leadership over great distances, and be able to streamline communications regarding performance acceleration among all stakeholders. To generate proper workflow management processes, organizations must first determine their AI requirements, audit existing IT resources to ensure appropriate level of system threshold management is available, and make sure they have the talent to embed API and algorithmic codes to design properly and optimize properly the productivity exchanges between people and intelligent resources. Now more than ever before, leaders will need to rethink how matching, thinking, performance, and how it impacts their organization. Please take a moment to think about how your organization is redefining workflow to focus on future services and offerings. Thank you for listening.